Hey everybody, Dr. Deom here, Hazleton Eye Specialist. You know where we are. We're at the Big Eyeball on Airport Road. That's 281 Airport Road, Hazel Township, PA 18202. Our telephone number, 570-453-2020. We're also in Stroudsburg. We have our brand new beautiful location there. Tannersville is actually the town we're located in. We're on Route 611. It's 2943 Route 611, Tannersville, PA. We're right behind Friendly's in Tannersville. And our telephone number there is 570-421-3342. And so I have these really cool glasses on right now because we are going to talk to you today about sports vision training and vision enhancement. Something very exciting. So right now we're going to show you what I see, and that is this is a strobe pair of glasses. And so you just get little bits and pieces of the world around you. And so I'm going to show you one of the cool things that we do. So I have Jenna, our amazing vision therapist and vision training expert here to show you one of the drills that we do and just show you how good I am at vision training. Ready, set, go. Okay, well, maybe I haven't been training quite as much as I should be, but what we really do there is we get the balls and we have numbers and we have letters and we have colors, and we use these strobes to really increase what you see. The only way to increase what you see, we can't take your eyeballs out and put new ones in, but what we can do is make you more aware, make you more perceptive of the world around you. And what I just showed you is a clear example of, I'm not a baseball player and I'm not a basketball player. I'm a runner and an eye doctor. And so I'm interested in making your vision better. And I'm going to show you how we do that here, Hazleton Eye Specialist and Stroudsburg Eye Specialist. So the first thing we're going to do is show you what we do to find out where you're at. So we want to know what kind of sport you play. I'm not, an expert in baseball. I'm not an expert in golf or basketball. I'm an expert when it comes to the eyes and the visual system. So I want to know a little bit about your sport, a lot about your sport. I want to know where you have gaps or interests in improving your sport. And so we take that into account because we have a really amazing way of evaluating your visual skills when it comes to your sport. And so we look at not only how you see, but also how your eyes move, how your eyes react, and how you can appreciate depth. And so the tool that we use is called the Synaptic Vision Training System. So we're not the only ones to have this system. In fact, there are a couple other people in the state of Pennsylvania that have them. You might have heard of them. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the only other ones, in the state of Pennsylvania that have this. So we're pretty proud to have invested in this technology and bring it right here to Hazleton and Stroudsburg Eye Specialists and be the only ones in the Northeast to have this. So basically what you'll see out here is what you get by being an eye doctor, and that is not very good accuracy in eye movements when it comes to sports and vision training. But what we have here is 10 visual skills. We're going to show you how we evaluate very, very specifically and technologically on this device. So we have visual acuity. So of course it's very important to see clearly. We want to make sure that you could see the letters on the eye chart. That's important, because your visual acuity, how well you see something, directs how your eyes move. And so if you don't have good visual acuity, you're not going to be able to direct your eye movements and the rest of your body. You've heard of hand-eye coordination. Well, here we believe it's eye-hand coordination. So we want to make sure you're seeing well. And so it's cut down into right and left eye. We're going to show you this. Gives us actually a visual acuity. The next thing we look at is something called visual contrast. The world doesn't exist in black and white. The world is not high contrast. It is often grays, shades of grays, different colors, different lighting scenarios. So we want to know how well your eyes can decipher those contrast differences. And so we're going to show you how this device does that. The next thing that we look at is something called depth perception. That is your ability to determine your awareness of yourself in space and your awareness of other things in your space. That's depth perception. We want to know how far you could look from far to close. In sport, we're constantly analyzing where we are, but also looking at different distances. So understanding depth is important, but being able to move your eyes inward and outward, converging and diverging the eyes, is another really important task, and we're going to measure that. The next thing is something called perception span. This is a little bit more nebulous and hard to understand, but that is your ability to be able to make decisions in a wide range in your peripheral vision. It's called perception span. Multiple object tracking is your ability to be able to see when things are moving around you. Another analysis of peripheral vision, which is a very important part of directing your motor skills. Reaction time is going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's what I did very poorly while our vision therapist was training my reaction and speed and ability to process what kind of balls were coming at me. Not so good, but you can see that on the test here. Target capture is going to be very similar type of thing, but it's going to have to do with some other perceptual skills. We're going to show you that. And then we have eye-hand coordination, one of the things I told you before. The other thing we want to do is we want to see how quickly and how well your brain is able to decipher making a reaction versus not making a reaction. How well are you able to watch a ball go by versus pulling the trigger on a strike? That's called go, no go. And these are the 10 visual perceptual skills that we're going to be able to evaluate with the synaptic training system. Now, the other really cool thing about the vision training system here is that it was actually initially developed by Nike, and it was brought forth out in Oregon in the Nike headquarters. And so they developed this humongous database of professional, amateur, and just for fun, sports enthusiasts in basically every sport that you could possibly imagine. There are literally thousands and thousands of data points in this device. So not only is this device amazing because it can check those 10 visual skills, but it's also amazing because it has the unique capability of comparing where you are in comparison to people that are playing your sport at your level. So we could very easily take a Little League baseball player and compare them to other Little League baseball players that are catchers or pitchers or infielders or outfielders and have that extreme specificity to do so. Likewise, I'm a runner. We can actually compare my visual skills to other half marathon runners and marathon runners. It even breaks it down into that level of specificity. So we're very excited to be able to offer this new technology here to the Northeast region. And so on the other side of this break, what we're going to do is actually show you what it looks like to go through an evaluation here at Hazleton and Stroudsburg Eye Specialists. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Hey everybody, Dr. Deom here, back at Hazleton Eye Specialists. We are on the Airport Beltway next to the Big Eyeball. You can't miss us. 281 Airport Road, Hazel Township, PA 18202. We are also in Tannersville, Stroudsburg Eye Specialists. That's 2943 Route 611, PA, Tannersville, PA 18372. Telephone number there is 570-453-421-3342. Our telephone number here at Hazleton Eye Specialists is 570-453-2020. Give us a call. And today, what we're talking about is sports vision training and sports vision evaluation. So right now, I'm not Snapchatting or TikToking, even though you know, some of you, that those are things that I do every now and again because I'm hip. No, I'm just kidding. It's because I like to have fun. And so we, in that vein, having fun, this is something that's really fun, and that is evaluating your vision and evaluating the way your eyes work more than just seeing clearly. And so this is part of our sports evaluation. And so here we have Jenna, our sports vision training expert, along with me, and we're going to take you through the 10 visual skills that I just discussed with you about our synaptic training system. Again, we're one of only a few in the state, along with some of the other major league sports teams like the Eagles and the Steelers, to have this. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is check my vision. And of course, we would assume and and make sure that you had a comprehensive eye exam with me prior to doing this, but we're gonna go ahead and test it here on the screen as well. Okay, so it's asking me to stand at a certain distance, and it's gonna just go ahead and kind of direct me what to do. So very simple way of testing your vision. There is what we call Landolt-C, and that's going to be the thing that helps me determine what kind of visual acuity I have. So it's gonna run through this. So I'm gonna do one eye at a time. I'm covering my left eye, looking with my right. So it's testing which direction that C is looking. So now we're gonna do contrast sensitivity. That is, I think, one of the most valuable parts of this test. There are no eye doctors that you've ever been to, I guarantee, that have ever tested your contrast sensitivity, which is a shame. We should do it more often. Why? Because contrast sensitivity is a more accurate measurement of real world vision. That means that most of the things that we look at are not black and white on black. Most of them are different shades of black on white, or different shades of different colors on other different shades of different colors. And that is in fact contrast. So when we measure white, a white background on black letters, that's a totally different thing than we look at in the real world. So this is going to measure my ability to discern shades, which is real world vision. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So it's going to run through what it looks like, and basically there's 4 squares there, and one of the squares is going to look different than the other ones. It's going to have these rings on it, and those rings are going to have varying levels of contrast. And so you can see it's asking me to swipe the phone in the direction that has the varying level of contrast. And that's going to be able to tell the device where my contrast actually is. And so we're going to do a quick little practice. And now we're going to actually do it. So I'm holding the device. And it gets hard. You could barely see that at some points. So the next part is just an excuse for me to wear these super cool glasses. This is a depth perception part of the test. You may remember from being a child, or who knows, maybe you like to do this even now, those old paper books that I would have red and blue letters or lines on them. They were a little separated from one another, and you had to wear glasses like this. Allowed you to see depth. Why? Because it allowed you to see one thing out of one eye and the other out of the other eye. Your brain had to put those two things together, and the difference between those two things allowed you and your brain to appreciate depth. So we have a different color lens in each eye. Then we're going to use our device here to be able to get a level of depth perception to be able to determine whether or not there is in fact a good level of depth for the athlete. So it tells me to wear my glasses. I have my device. And so those circles out there have a different, again, shape or color to them. And so I can see them popping out. You won't be able to see that on the screen, but because I'm wearing these glasses, I can appreciate that. And so I'm going to swipe to the direction of the circle that is popping out at me, and that's going to be able to measure my distance depth perception. Usually when you go to the eye doctor, you're only testing your up close depth perception. They give you a book and you put special glasses on, and with that special pair of glasses, you're able to see to what degree you have depth. But that's up close, and up close depth is different than distance depth. And in sports, you use distance depth, not up close depth. And so this is really a more accurate way of measuring depth as it's related to sports and sports function. And now it's going to ask me to turn one direction, look over my shoulder as if I was in sport, to see how, my depth perception would be affected if my body was moved in a different direction, and compare that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure how quickly your eyes can focus on something close and then focus on something far. I'll tell you the most appropriate example of this is probably working in school. Being able to look at your tablet or notebook in front of you and then look back out at the teacher's board. There are so many visual skills that occur there. You need to diverge, relax focus, and fixate on a target. You then need to converge, put in focus, and be able to accurately move your eyes quickly over the piece of paper. And then you need to be able to not think about any of those things you just did, and instead focus on the letters and words and story, and remember what it is that you're reading. And so in sports, that happens a lot too. You're constantly moving your eyes around the field or your area of play. And so we want to measure how quickly you're able to diverge, converge, relax focus, and put in focus. And so that's what this test is going to be able to do. And so we're going to go ahead and use our tablet here. It tells me to go fast, of course. So it's asking me which direction that's going. Out there, there's a C. And then on my handheld here, there's going to be a C, and it's going to ask me which direction that's going, and I'm going to have to tell it. So I'm going to look out at the C there, and I'm going to look down at the C here, and it's going to measure how quickly and accurately I'm able to go from far to close. So I'll do a quick practice run here. So my eyes are going back and forth and back and forth, and you really start to get an appreciation for how hard that truly is. So this one's called perception span. And so this one is kind of like your memory. And so, you know, when you look out into a field, you can picture what's going on around you. You can picture what you see, and you may need to act quickly and do something else fast. And so you want to be able to visualize and have memory of what it is that you're doing, not memorize. So we're going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. So we're going to actually get in here and do something here. So you're going to see there's a dot in the middle. I'm going to stare at that dot, and as I'm staring at that dot, two other dots quick flashed. So what I need to do is show that I had a memory there, that I was using my central vision, and then I saw these other dots click up. So this is kind of cool. It's almost like a video game, but you know, it's using my perceptual skills, my ability to focus on the periphery and memory that. So here we go. And it starts to get crazy, but it's kind of fun. So the next one we're going to be doing is one that I think everybody will agree is an important indicator of sports performance, and that's reaction time. Eye, body, eye, hand, eye, foot, reaction time. So it's going to tell you how long it takes for that visual stimulus to go from your eyeball, through your optic nerve, to the occipital lobe, to the temporal and parietal lobe, to the frontal lobes, to the rest of your body to make an action occur. So we're going to select our preferred hand. I'm a right-handed dude, and we're going to have our fingers here on the dots, and then it's going to turn, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull it away, and that's going to be my quick assessment of reaction time. And so we'll do a quick little test run here, show you what this looks like. So here I'm going to take my two fingers, place them on the dots, looking at the dot in the middle. Good, that's my reaction time. All right, so now we're going to do one I've been talking a lot about, not hand-eye coordination, eye-hand coordination, because it doesn't start with your hand. It starts with your eyes seeing what you need to respond to. It's eye-hand coordination. The most important part of the whole process is your eyes. So here we're going to be looking straight ahead, and we got to quick touch what we see, and so we could use our two hands to do it. We can move our body if we want and assess how quick our eye-hand coordination is. So here we go. You're going to see how blazing fast I am. There you go. There you go. Yep. And maybe if I do this a couple more times and studies show that this is true, I'd be able to catch some of those baseballs that you saw at the beginning of the show. All right, so now we're going to do a sort of eye-hand coordination that has to do with making a reaction and also withholding your reaction. Two different parts of your brain, two different pathways and things that are going on. So we're going to show you what that looks like here. So you're going to see two hands. We're going to be pressing the green one when we want to go, when we're going to make an action, and then, we see a light, but it's red, so our brain needs to go down a different pathway to actually show that we're able to go down the withholding pathway. Of course, that's something you can see that would be obviously important in sport. See, and you're like, that's going to be easy, but it's actually pretty hard to do. So this is a great way, and you can, you see, even if it's already gone, you still hit it. All right, so now we get that beautiful printout, that beautiful depiction of how your 10 visual skills are doing. And so here you could see, I blazed through this. I didn't really pay much attention to what I was actually doing. You could see I did absolutely terrible. So all these numbers, the lower the number, the lower your percentile in your sport for that visual task. And so you could see, you know, I was at 1% for multiple object tracking. I was at 38% out of runners we're talking about. So runners probably don't have the best visual training in general, but by and large I didn't do too hot there. And so I did do this you know, seriously, and so I'll just show you the comparison and what that looks like. And so we go here to the one that I did just a few days ago, and you could see that the numbers are generally higher. Not a whole heck of a lot higher, but they are higher. You could see that more of this circle, if you can imagine, if this whole circle was your sports skills, your visual sports skills, the percentage that is encompassed in this web-like structure is the part of the pie that you have within you. And so the part that is not within that web-like structure is the part of the pie you're trying to gain by doing sports vision training. And so on the other side of this break, what we're going to do is show you just a couple of the things that we do to sharpen your sports vision skills, some of the more fun ones. So hang in there. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, Dr. Deom here, Hazleton and Stroudsburg eye specialist. We are here today talking about sports vision training, the only office in the Northeast offering sports vision training, sports vision evaluation, sports vision and analysis of sports vision. And if you have any interest in what we're talking about, give us a call. Telephone number is 570-453-2020. Stroudsburg Eye Specialist, we're located in Tannersville, 570-421-3342. So when it comes to the evaluation, we run you through that. We do a comprehensive eye exam, determine what type of visual correction, if any, you need. We get you the best, probably most breathable daily contact lenses that are going to give you that visual correction, because in sport having peripheral vision is very important, and usually contact lenses are superior to glasses for that. And then we work on your visual skills, some of the things that we talked about here today. So I'm going to show you a few of the fun ones. And so one of the things that we like to do is we like to do steps, okay? So we want to see how your eyes respond or react. So a quick, easy, simple thing that we could do, and this is just a example. We showed you in the beginning of the show one of the harder parts, but we do it easier. So we just want to see how you catch and how you track things. And so we have a bucket of baseballs here, and our vision training expert, Jenna's going to throw me some of them. And so she's just going to watch me. She's going to say what hand to grab it with. So go ahead, Jenna.
Left.
So I have to think. I have to go ahead and grab the ball, use it, and I'm tracking it with my eyes, keeping my eyes on it. Now she's going to ask me to read what letter's on there.
Letter.
It's a number 9. She tricked me. See, it's a number, not a letter.
Shape.
Oh, and it's a square. So I didn't know it was a letter or square or number.
Letter.
And B, okay, so that was a B, okay, and she could tell me what hand to use, what's coming at me, and so this is just an example of making it a little bit harder. Now we could do that same thing while asking me to stand on one foot, or using a Bosu ball, or some other type of balance technique that's going to throw my ears and eyes off track. Not unlike in sport when you have other things going on around you, but you still need to focus. And the next thing we could do that is very unique is use our flicker glasses, our strobe glasses. And again, with these strobe glasses, what they do is they take every type of training exercise that we do and take it to the next level. And so we place these glasses on, and they're going to be flickering. They're going to be going in and out, in and out, in and out, and we're going to do the same thing. And so the purpose of this is that as we're doing it in a real basic way, you're just taking total advantage of unimpeded vision. You're totally ungrateful for the vision that you have. And then you start to do it again, and it's a little bit harder. You need to think a little bit more about it. You need to get more of it. You need to guess where it's going, and you need to get visual cues from what you see to guess where it's going and make a reaction, an eye-hand reaction, okay? And so the flicker, we can change the flicker rate. We can make it faster. If it's faster, you see more. If it's slower, you see less. We can flicker on one eye. We can flicker on the other eye. And so this is something we will integrate into almost all aspects of our vision training. And it's something that we actually like to provide as part of our comprehensive vision training package. 5 to 10 minutes of flicker or strobe training per day will really increase an athlete's ability to see and perceive. This is not something you're going to do for hours at a time. It's something you're going to do similar to running with weights on your legs. You run with weights on your legs, you're going to get stronger. You see less and have to react more and perceive more. You're going to see and perceive more regularly. So that's our strobe glasses. We have some other really cool technologies. One that I'll show you is this beaded string. So this beaded string is probably the most well-known vision training tool that exists. And so it's called a Brock string. And so a Brock string, you could do so many cool things with a Brock string. But the most basic thing that we do with a Brock string is something called convergence and divergence. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to look at each bead, and as I'm looking at these beads, I'm becoming aware of what's in front of me and what's behind me. And we could do all sorts of different things here. So I could, again, look at the red, look at the yellow, look at the green, and then as I'm doing that, I'm diverging my eyes and converging my eyes. And Jenna could ask me all sorts of silly questions like what's the state capital and you know, count my ABCs backwards and do all sorts of different things. And so this is a task that strains your convergence, divergence skills, and we like to make that harder by using the strobes, standing on something that's going to break your balance, and loading it by asking questions that are going to make you think instead of focus on your eye muscles. So you're feeling the convergence and divergence. Really basic training skill that's a very valuable one that's often overlooked and something we often like to include in a package that we provide our sports training athletes. The next thing is something you might have seen on social media, actually. It's something that's become quite popular. It's called Blaze Pods. And Blaze Pods is a type of reaction training, and there is just an unbelievable amount of different things that we could do with Blaze Pods. I'm going to show you a couple of the most popular ones that we do. So the first Blaze Pod training that we're going to do, and you could see around me, there's actually 4 different little pods. These little pods are set up in a way such that they are a distance away and that I could go ahead and respond to them. So you're going to see me jump around like a goofball here. It's going to be fun. All right, whew. I got 3 more than I've ever gotten. Whew, that was good. Well, we happen to be one of the only affiliates of the Blaze Pod company in the Northeast region also, so you get a discount on Blaze Pods by training with us and working with us on your vision. And so, while I catch my breath, I swear I'm a runner. While I catch my breath, I want you to think about vision and all that goes into it. It's a lot more than just seeing 20/20. It's your eyes moving, it's your eyes working together as a team, it's the memory of what you see. And so let us help your athlete become a better athlete by helping their eye-hand coordination. Thanks and have a great day.